Hey, what's happening? It's your boy Randel, and I'm here with my best friend once again, Mrs. Amakua. We would like to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining us today for Life Made Easier. Please do me a favor. Make sure you like, share, and comment. Um, this, please. Also, do me a favor and follow us on Instagram at underscore Life Made Easier, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Life Made Easier, of course on YouTube. We're very thankful that you're watching. We love to hear from you guys. So do not hesitate to send us any messages. Um, Reach out with any questions or any insights, opinion, or if there's anything that you love to for us to discuss, to talk about more, we'd love to hear from you. Okay, so again, thank you for watching, and whoop whoop whoop.
What was that?
That was my excitement, me showing my excitement for today.
Okay.
What are we talking about today, Mariah?
Oh, I'm trying to sing the song. If you say I'm just a friend, I mean, kind of ish. I guess the song doesn't really go, but we're
I
talking about friendships.
I thought you were about to say a completely different song.
What?
If I was your best friend,
Oh,
I want you around all
all
the
the time.
time.
I know. I
That
think I know
doesn't
that
have.
one. What's the one that's
Can
like
I be your best friend?
no? What's the one that oh no, let's take a look at my girlfriend. That's a different song.
Take a look at my
I was
girlfriend.
thinking of best friend. Yeah, but
She's the only one I got.
that's a different song. Yeah,
Yeah, that's I forgot.
I
I just
forgot his
remember the
name.
music video
Yeah.
every time because they send by the stairs and she's doing his hair. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
That song, that thing played every morning before I was in like middle school.
Yeah.
Before I head out to school, you cut the TV on, and then it's playing all the time. It's like now they play the same stuff on the
I didn't
radio.
listen to secular music. I didn't listen to secular music during in the morning
That is
when I was
very
a
good. You listen
child.
to it in the evening?
I mean,
Yes.
no, like like my parents like played secular. I'm just saying, it definitely wasn't a start off your day
Right.
kind of
That's not probably a good way to
deal.
start your day
It
off.
wasn't a start off your day. Yeah.
Yeah, but that says a lot about how you grew up and how I grew up. Because I mean, it wasn't that it was being played. My mom wasn't there in the morning. It just kind of
Mm-hmm.
we cut the TV on,
He's been a
and
child.
then bam, and then you get to school. That's all you hear.
Yeah.
Everyone just sinning. But
I was a
friendships,
good girl anyway, though.
that's good. You're still a good girl. Or try to be.
But
The enemy tries to attack her all the time,
my hair
but
got stuck in the grass.
by the grace of God,
I'm saved.
yes, you are. Yes, you are for sure. But let's kind of, take a step towards the conversation we're supposed to be having. Friendships.
Mm-hmm.
You know, having. I mean, just really just friendships. I know. I know. For me, I'm 27. Thank you for letting us know. Friendships. I'm 27. You're 28.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yes, she's a little bit older than me, y'all.
Shut up.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that tells you, how I like them. A little bit older.
It don't matter how you like them because you only got one.
I know you, my one and only, my
Okay.
forever.
So.
But friendships. I mean, having friends at this age. Oh, friendships at this age is, I don't know what the word is. I don't know, different. It's it's just trying to make friends. I feel like it's different than how it was when I was in college and high school. Um,
Yeah.
it's just different.
I
Um,
think I mean that's simply because
you want to finish what you have in your mouth?
no.
Okay.
And cuz it's going to take me a minute. In school, you see your friends every day. And it could be outside of school like in high school, middle school, high school, college, you see your friends every day. You get into the workforce. Say if you do make friends at your job, you see your coworkers every day. Um,
To that
Say
relationship.
if you're part of like you have a particular hobby where or you're like you
Church.
dance. you're gonna at least have a dance class once a week, at least that much. But I know, like,
Mm-hmm.
when I danced, it was like 3 times a week. So I was seeing those girls 3 times out of the week. So like I knew, you know what I mean? Like we knew we were gonna see each other. So it was easy to connect.
Yeah.
Same for church. Yeah, you at least, for those that do go to church, yeah, we're gonna at least see each other once a week. Maybe even connect in a group that we have at church. Like, whereas when you don't have that, so like, like for me, particularly, I don't have like I don't go to a job.
Right.
Um there's not many young folks or many people in general nowadays, especially in the Oakland Hills, that want to attend church every Sunday. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or that want to serve in church every week,
Mm-hmm.
whereas that is what I'm doing. I don't really have, like, right now, a lot is going on in life, so I'm not dancing, so I don't really have like that hobby thing going on. So like for me, I have to, like, if I do meet somebody, it is, I mean, we have to be so intentional about being friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at that point, we're not seeing each other, so it is a thing of, hey, you want to link up. And sometimes, especially for girls, in my opinion, it can be difficult, because I think, at least for me, I know, like, sometimes I can overthink, because sometimes I don't know what the vibe is. You know what I mean? Like, when you automatically click with somebody, and when it's like, I'm feeling her, she feeling me, we about to be besties. You know what I mean? And then you have those vibes where it's like, okay, we have good times together, but like, I don't know, like, where is this going? Like, so it's like, how intentional can you be when you don't know if somebody wants that same, is giving that same, like, energy back. So I mean, it's a lot to that. Like,
Yeah.
um
No,
it's
totally.
just, it's really about being intentional. And are people willing to be intentional today? Like,
Yeah. I
are
think.
people willing to put their pride aside and be like, I'm gonna hit this person up and ask to kick it, or
Yeah, totally.
you know
And I think people want to do that. I think people seek friendships. They seek to have, well, at least at this age, they seek to have that um, similar level of friendship they had back when they might have been in high school, college. But
and
because
we're
of,
talking about, like, real friendships, right?
yeah,
Because, like,
totally. Like,
because there's those, you're not like acquaintances, but you're not like friends,
well,
like, you're
friendships
cool.
with boundaries. Boundaries.
What?
I'm saying, like, there'll be friendships that have boundaries because some people, your level of friendship, your expectations for friendship for you might be different from somebody else.
Well, that should be any friendship. Like, even if you're like this, I feel like the expectations are still going to be different. Now, the difference is, you may have communicated those expectations because you guys are closer,
Mm-hmm.
but there's going to be differences even in really close knit friendships. But I was asking you, in this conversation, we're talking about close friendships, right? Not just like acquaintances type friendships, right? Like, we're more so talking about, like, that's my sister or that's my brother. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I feel like when we talk about that's my brother, that's my sister, that's more like a best friend. Like, I'm not you. I could be friends with you, but I'm not
mhm,
gonna call you my brother or sister
mhm,
unless you know you were really that close. Because I have friends that um we're just friends because you might not even know my parents or anything like that. I
mhm,
feel like you got to be able to know my family,
mhm,
family.
mhm.
If you were to pull up here and I'm not here, they're able to open the door and let you in.
That's why I'm asking, like, which kind of friendships are we talking about? Because I feel like it, I feel like it is easier to make friends like that, where it's like, we're cool, but like, you don't know my family. We're not like linked in like that. Whereas I think it's harder to make that close knit friendship,
Hmm.
where it's like, I got your back, you got my back, no matter what. Like, I'm there for you, you're there for me. We both bring something to the table for each other. Like that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, no, totally.
because I feel
Which
like
is
that's
what
a
I
little bit
see.
more difficult
Yeah, and
to
that's what really
to
we
find.
want, or at least that's the kind of
Yeah.
friendship that I want more
I
of
mean, no, we
because
both want that,
I just don't want
more of. Yeah.
any extra people in my life.
Mhm.
if we're gonna be right
Right,
here.
right, right. There's
It's just,
yeah.
you know what I mean.
I think we kind of agree. Like, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. Please go
I
ahead.
mean,
You
I think we're
understand?
kind of like the same with that. Like, I'm not against because I think acquaintances are important. I
Totally.
think having people in your life that like that's here in your life. I think there's people that's close to you. There's people that's going to be here, and that's okay. You know what I mean? I do think it's important to have those, but for networking reasons or for
When you guys are hanging out as a group,
right,
you
like
know what I
things like that.
mean.
You know what I mean? Like that could be cool. But I think that definitely like the close, like you're in my inner circle, like that's on some other levels. Like,
It is.
and I think for us, like we definitely, yeah, desire.
Yeah, we definitely do, and even with our circumstances, and that's probably the case for a lot of people around our age. You might be into your career or you're trying to figure that out. You have whether you're married or not, or you have children. I know that's a whole different thing. You might want to have those friendships with people that are somewhere at the same with the same or similar position, meaning they might have children as
Hmm.
well. Because one thing you're asking us to hang out. I got these two little ones with me. Like, what's up? Can I bring both of them
Can
or
they
what,
come too,
bro? You know what I
or
mean?
or what? Are
Because
we
if they can't,
doing
we ain't pulling up. Cause that's my best friend too. You know
who
what I'm
me?
saying? No, I'm talking about
Oh,
both of them.
I was about to say we for sure ain't pulling up without each other. Like,
Yeah, like oh, totally. Oh no, you
I
talking
mean,
about for sure.
sometimes. I mean, unless I'm having a girl's time or you're having, then of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
But
that's definitely different.
other than
You
that,
need
no.
to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I need to do that more. Really,
Hmm.
we working on that.
Hmm.
Working
But
on
no,
that.
that's really a good point. I think that is important, and it's not to say because like I know I have a friend that's not married and she doesn't have any kids. But one thing that I do love about her is she loves our kids. You
Yeah,
know what I
totally.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they like her
oh
for
my
sure.
gosh, they freaking love her, especially Mahari. And I love that because we can do things together. It's not a thing of like, first off, we've always kind of been very similar and we enjoy the same things. Like
Hmm.
when it like we're not at the club, we're not at like we pretty much in terms of outings, we pretty much enjoy the same things, which kind of makes things, easier.
Yeah,
All of
smooth.
us recently went out, you came with us, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I like stuff like that. I don't like to feel like I can't bring my husband around. You know what I
Or
mean?
I
Like
can't have my kids. Yeah.
right. I don't like to feel like that. So I don't think in every situation you need to have the same kind of a situation, but in majority you do because some people can't handle that.
Yeah.
Some people don't. It's like, oh, you're married. They always just want it to be you and them, and it's like, bro, I'm married.
Because
I got
especially
kids.
because they want
Like,
to do certain kind of things.
right,
Like, yeah, it's nice to go to brunch. It's nice to go
right.
out and do this, but we're ones that we like to do a whole lot of type of different things. Don't get me wrong, the food there always got to be some food there. That's 100%. But it might be one of those days where we might have to be at the playground or something like that,
Right.
or we might have to actually go to the park,
Mhm.
or we might have to do some sort of just something,
That would
kind
entertain
of
the kids, like
activity.
an activity for the kids, like
Right,
from
exactly.
time to
Or
time.
some days it's really just and those are the ones I really like a lot, where we're kind of hanging in the house for real. We're
Hmm.
coming together. We have having especially around this time of the year, holiday time.
Hmm.
We're having a family movie. We have some,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm all for that.
Hmm.
Like ever since we've had kids,
Hmm.
you know me. I'm a family guy, big time.
Hmm.
Like, excuse me. I think I need some water, man. um,
Yeah, you definitely are. I'd be like, shoot, I'm gonna get kids can go somewhere. You'd be like, no, I want my kids to be.
yeah, these are the memories.
Nah, I love being with my kids too.
I'm such a making a memory sort of person,
Hmm.
and with me being that kind of person, I'm always looking for a moment where I'm able to do that.
Hmm.
And one of the best moments that I want to leave our kids are these memories of us being a family,
Hmm.
because I want that to be one of their values as much as it's one of ours.
Hmm.
So yes, as much as I love to watch, this one movie about how somebody stole a plane and all of this, the other night we were watching a holiday movie
Hmm.
called Was it the Naughty Nine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we saw another one recently. I can't remember, but
Mm-hmm.
like that, I know, the baby's gonna be, she's gonna be locked in. She's old enough where, she can actually sit through a whole movie.
Yeah.
And hallelujah, because we went to the movie theaters. We took her and a cousin who's a little bit older. She's 7. Wow, she's 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we took her and a little cousin. Our daughter is 2 years old. By the time she was still 1,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, you know what? This is gonna be good. They're gonna go
I've
watch The
told
Little
him.
Mermaid.
I literally told him. I said she's not going to sit still. I said if she does anything, you got her. Because I already told you, bro.
Well, I
Like,
had her the whole time,
he
and I
gonna come
don't
to
know
me. He
nothing
gonna
that
come to
happened.
me in the middle of the movie. We gonna have to go. We gonna need to. I said nope. I'm not missing this movie.
The Little
I
Mermaid,
said you
y'all.
take her out. You gotta take
The
her out. I ain't
Little
missing it.
Mermaid. And from what I heard, the movie was good. However, Mahari, I mean,
She did her thing.
she did her thing, y'all. I mean, I tried it. I tried everything. I bought the popcorn, the
We thought
big
the popcorn,
box,
the icy would keep her.
the
It
icy.
was for 2 seconds.
Nope, she finished the icy and the popcorn,
And
and
when
then she said, "Oh yeah,
it's time to play,
yeah, it's time to play. Let's go."
I
And
was like, see,
it was just not a good experience. I mean, it was so bad that her cousin said, "What did she say?" I'm trying to remember
she
what she
said,
said.
Mahari embarrassed me or
Yeah, she
something.
said, "Mahari embarrassed me. Can you believe you're 1, and then your 6-year-old cousin at the time tells you that you embarrassed me when we went to the movies? That is no good." So I take blame for all of that. I should have, probably listened to Mariah at the time. So she does a lot better now. I'm not gonna take it to the movies yet. She
Hmm.
does.
She need about another year.
Yeah, she does good when we're
Mhm.
in the house. She still
Mhm.
kind of get up and stuff, but in the
Mhm.
movie theater, you gotta chill a little
Yeah.
bit, okay? So yeah, we see how that goes. Wait, where was I getting at with
I
this?
don't know.
I
um,
was speaking
I think we
about.
were talking about like going out with like friends. I don't know, but um,
But yeah, ultimately though, again, I'm not gonna go to the movies where anytime soon. However, those are the kind of memories that I seek to make with
mhm.
my family, with my kids. And we're trying to get more creative now with these things. It's a little bit more cold, but I think that going into the summer, there's gonna be some awesome stuff that we can do to get them out
Mhm.
the house.
Well, we're not talking about the kids.
I know I gotta stop talking about them kids, man.
We're not here to
Yeah,
talk about them kids
yeah, no, you're right.
or
But
us as a family.
no, you're right. You're totally right. But I'm glad you actually mentioned that, because one thing I do think of is that I don't. I also think that there are times that we should be able to do things with friends without having the kids.
For
Because
sure. I
just
mean,
because
which
you
we
might
do.
not have, just like you
Mhm.
said, your friend that you just speaking of,
Mhm.
I think that is a great example.
Mhm.
Of course, they got to be okay with that,
Mhm.
and that's just kind of what it is.
Mhm.
So it's not to say that you should not have friends. You should only have friends that are in a similar position that you are, meaning they have kids,
Mhm.
or they're married and
Mhm.
stuff like that. I think you should be able, whoever you're able to connect with, where
Mhm.
you're able to say, this is someone I think is a great friend. I see you in my life, because
Mhm.
again, it's a relationship. um so with that being said, that person should be okay with your circumstance too.
Yeah.
They should be okay with that. Or again, go back to having those
Mhm.
boundaries. What
Mhm.
boundaries are we gonna set?
Mhm.
Are we only gonna hang out when we're going to brunch?
Mhm.
Because you and I want to have that brunch experience all the time, but I know that I gotta hit up my friend that only likes to go to
Mhm.
brunch because she know I ain't gonna bring the kids, and then we're
Mhm.
gonna do this and that.
Mhm. I mean, that's okay. I think that's just where it goes to like having to um like separate your friendships where it's like, if I had a friend that wanted to do brunch every weekend, well, I can't do that. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Unless like I said, unless my kids and my husband are coming. And if a friend was like, to be honest, like I just like it when you and I hang out, Mariah. Like if somebody
Yeah.
were to say that to me, none of my friends have ever said that. But if somebody ever did say that to me, like I would just like it to be the two of us. Um, every time we hang out, first off, I would think that's kind of weird because once again, I would question if they support our union, but then I would want to hear their reason
Yeah, I was
why.
gonna say now you gotta
I
communicate.
would want to hear their reason why as to why they want, and depending on the reason would depend on like how I move forward with the friendship. But if it was like a really good reason as to why, this person wanted it to just be me and them, um, then I'm not the every weekend brunch friend. I'm the once a month brunch friend
Right.
because I got kids.
That's what
I
I
got a
said.
husband. And that friend would have to be okay with that boundary that I'm setting because I'm not about to just be out here. Like I'm not the kind of mom, even if, I could and I could drop off my kids with a lot of people because I mean a lot of people really like our kids.
Yeah.
And I could really drop our kids off with, who I needed to drop them off with. But I'm just not that mama.
Yeah, I was
I'm
about to
not that mama
say
that be
I don't
dropping
know
my
if that's
kids
gonna
off.
happen,
Like
but
I'm just not that kind of a mom. So even if it was with you, like, like even if you were home and it was like, oh, the kids are with you, I just still wouldn't feel that's not me. I'm not like
she don't trust me with the kids,
no,
yo.
no, no, no. I'm saying like I'm not about to be out all the time
Yeah.
and you at home with the kids.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
totally.
doing that. Like that's just not. I didn't sign up for
Well,
that when
it's
I
not
got
gonna.
married.
It's
Like,
okay for you to do that, but you're saying that you're just not gonna
yeah. I
feel
mean, if
right
that's
about
what
it.
works in somebody else's household,
Mm-hmm.
do you? You know what I mean? I'm not. This is not me saying just because you're married, you need to not be out every weekend. That's not what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying I'm not going to be out every weekend
And
without you.
I'm not gonna be the same
Without you,
because
you know what I
again,
mean?
that's just
Like,
the nature of our relationship. We're
yeah,
best friends, and naturally, most
we
of the
want
fun
to
that I
go
have
right. We want to
is
go to
with
the
you.
place together.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
you know.
So if somebody's inviting me, know that I'm pulling up with Mitty. Okay.
So if you don't want me there, then don't invite Randall.
Yeah, cause she gonna be there for sure, and she gonna look good too. Yeah. One thing I want to mention, you were talking about, well, you didn't exactly say that, but essentially you almost said having groups of friends
Mm-hmm.
because, some people do have those groups of friends where I know I have this group of friends that I'm going to do these things
Mm-hmm.
with them.
Mm-hmm.
I have my more family oriented
Mm-hmm.
groups of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's also a good thing
Mm-hmm.
because naturally, as people, we seek to, maybe not everybody, but we kind of want that. We want to have somebody else in our life,
Mm-hmm.
whether that is a spouse, a partner, or
Mm-hmm.
friends. And different people might fulfill
Mm-hmm.
different desires that you have.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to have more of those experiences with someone where it's kind of the cozy,
Mm-hmm.
homey type of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
That might be your roommate,
Mm-hmm.
a roommate that turned into a friend. And
Yeah.
that because, I've seen people that, I used to have a roommate in college at one point when I was staying on campus at
Mm-hmm.
Towson where, we hung out, but we only hung out when we were inside of the dorms.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was a cool dude, but
Mm-hmm.
naturally, though, we just didn't hang out outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't hang out outside of the dorms or nothing
Mm-hmm.
like that. But he was a cool dude. We knew if we was gonna make some moves somewhere, it's inside the dorms. I don't know if he was just scared to be seen with me or something, but
No, I
it
think
didn't.
sometimes it's just understanding. And I think some people may not totally, but like, I think it's understanding what kind of friendship this is
Mm-hmm.
and in the season that it's in. You know what I mean? Like,
That is
you
true.
know, especially when you've been friends with somebody for years,
Ooh,
seasons can change in that friendship.
and
You
that's
know what
how a
I
lot of
mean?
these
And
friendships get.
right. And you have to understand the season in that friendship. You know what I mean? Like sometimes in my friendships, I go months without talking to some of my friends.
Tragic.
Right. Um, but I've had to explain, and I've only explained to some of them, that it's like, I mean, I'm in such a different. Some of them understand because they're in the same boat. Some of them understand because even if they don't have a husband and kids and all that, like life is going for them. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's understanding because it's like we understand that different parts of life, different things go on. And then I have my seasons where I'm with that friend frequently. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like we
Right.
always together. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? But it's like
What is that?
somebody calling them. Um, can they hear that over the mic?
Absolutely. It definitely can. The phone is ringing. We're gonna kind of let it play out real quick
Yeah.
because I just don't feel like getting up to decline that. And that's kind of cool too, because these Apple devices, you get a call from to your phone, but then the calls go to every other device at the
That's
same
annoying.
time. Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that understanding the seasons, and I wish, like, to be honest, I wish I, like, what I know now about friendships, I did wish, like, I
You know
knew
it
when I
before.
was younger, because I feel like I feel like I have been a part of, or I have, like, I'm not gonna say ruined, because, like, that's not the word, because I don't feel like any friend that I had in the past, like, we don't have any animosity towards each other. We're not like if they hit me up today and was like, Mariah, like, I really need you, I'm there. You know what I mean? It's like, I got you. You know what I mean? Um, so there's nothing like that, but I do think that I may not just, like, be as close with, like, people that I used to be close with. And I think that's part of the reason why is because I did not know how to express myself, or I did not know how to um I didn't know how to express myself when it would come to, like, this is what's going on in this season of my life. Like,
Yeah.
when I met you, you
Hmm.
know what I mean? It's like I didn't express to some of my friends, like, I have, even though they knew. It's one thing when you know, it's another thing when you're in it. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like, when you're
It's different.
experiencing it. Like, I had a long distance boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
and it was on a 3 hour difference. I had two jobs at the time, but, like, sometimes I'd be working both jobs, and then eventually I had one job. But between working, between church, and I don't think, some of my friends that may not have gone to church may not understand this either, but, like, between, like, serving in church, between working, and then between, like, trying, like, at that time when I was younger, that was a lot.
Yeah, it
you
was.
know and I personally felt like I didn't know how to balance friendship in that, because I was so locked in on you, because we were building something,
Yeah, you're trying to build something
and I
with
didn't
focus.
communicate that well.
Yeah,
I didn't know how to communicate that well. You know what I mean? And now when
that's
I
good.
think back on it, it's like, man, I know how I would have said it, but now is the now.
Now it's
I
the now.
try not to beat myself up about what happened in the past, but it is like, because I know how to move forward with new friendships.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know how to communicate in new friendships, but it is kind of like, dang, like, I just wish I knew better then, because the outcomes of things could have been different, but
Totally. And it literally just takes, making that one phone call, taking that moment to sit down with that person. I see what you're saying. That was me. I mean, I had to completely relocate from Maryland and come out here.
mm-hmm.
And the decision was made in such a short amount of time.
Or
Short. And it
the
wasn't like,
shortest
yeah, it
that
wasn't
anybody
like,
can make a decision to
no,
move.
for yeah, that is pretty short. And we ain't talking about like a month or nothing like that. This was like
2 weeks
2 weeks, even.
of
You
that.
know, you know what I mean. And you know, I almost felt like, and this was later. I almost felt like I owed it to my
Mm-hmm.
close friends to let them know, like, hey, I am moving.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. I just get married because we moved over here like what two
2 months.
2 months, yeah, 2 months after getting married. And of course, hey, we got
And that's
married, but I'm
already
still living at
a
home.
transition for friends,
Right.
being in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, I'm taking up a lot of your time. You're taking up a lot of my time. That's already
Yeah.
a transition for a friend. I mean, a transition they need to understand,
Right.
but it's still a transition.
It is.
And then for you to move
Because
is
it's one
another
thing for
transition.
us to, be hanging out when you and I were dating and, bring you around my friends and stuff like that. But now, after we got married, it's sort of the same because,
Mm-hmm.
they're still the close friends, but it's more of a thing now. There's some things I might not do anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some things that if I do, she's gonna be with me naturally. It's not to say I ain't gonna hang out with them
Mm-hmm.
because we gonna do different things. But
Mm-hmm.
my biggest thing here though is that moving out here and not being able to share with them and let them know and sit down with them, let them know like, hey, I'm moving. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna be here anymore. I feel like I did owe that to them at least,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes me think about when we were in Bible study last week we talked about forgiveness
Mm-hmm.
and these things because I felt like that impacted the nature of those relationships
Yeah.
I had
No.
big time.
Yeah.
Um, like hey, I'm still, as you know, I'm still connected to these people.
Yeah.
We're still very much close, but it's different for
Mm-hmm.
sure. And I I definitely owe it to them. I almost think like, man, and I try to do a better job, reaching out, staying
Mm-hmm.
in touch, because we haven't been in my hometown in like a
A
year
year and a
now.
half.
Yeah, a
Mm-hmm.
year and a half now, and of course we're planning to go out there soon. But now it is a long distance friendship.
Mm-hmm.
How can I still keep that live
Mm-hmm.
and still strong? And that's the part where it has to be intentional. Because again, I don't have a lot of friends who are married or have any children.
Mm-hmm.
But even that, though, I never want to look at that or show that as an excuse. But it's
Mm-hmm.
just a thing. Me personally, I want to keep those friendships still strong, and I still want to ensure that we are staying in touch. I even right now, and I even think, well, at least I started thinking about this last week after Bible study. There was a friend I had that I was so disappointed how the friendship ended. Like I had my close group of friends, and this happened when I was in college,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of hate how that
It was
happened.
random.
Yeah, it was very,
So
very much
random.
random. It was one of those things that I mean, we were very much close, very much close, and but the friendship just it shifted, it changed. Well, I'm not even gonna say shifted, it changed. It was one thing that happened, and then it was like, no, this is not gonna happen again. And I wish I had the opportunity, or I knew, like you said, what I know now, so I would have expressed myself in that
Mm-hmm.
moment. And I really think that was a friendship that could have grown into something very big, or
Mm-hmm.
I I wanted to continue having that
Mm-hmm.
or this person in my life
Mm-hmm.
because of just it was a positive person. It was somebody that I saw that I could benefit out of them,
Mm-hmm.
and not in a way like take advantage of them, not
No,
like
I know
that.
what you
But
mean.
it was more like they could benefit out of me, I could
Yeah.
benefit out of them. And again, I hate that. But as we even talk about this, I'm asking myself, like, should I reach out to that person? I gotta find the contact information, but should I reach out to that person? Because I never want to transition and wish I did some things, or at
Definitely.
least hold something in my heart
Mm-hmm.
that I should not be holding in my heart at all.
Mm-hmm.
you know and this whole thing with forgiveness, I mean, I wish I could break it down as well as Pastor did, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can.
Are you
But
talking about like you forgiving or others forgiving you?
no, me forgiving.
Mm.
Yeah, me forgiving that
Oh,
person.
that person.
Even though
Okay.
someone else might see it as different, like, no, they need to forgive you. It's me.
You know. Okay.
Yeah, it's more so me feeling like, hey, I need to, I need to forgive them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I didn't like how the whole thing turned out,
Yeah.
but I need to still forgive them because I need to be able to see how they might have felt in that moment after getting to know them for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And but at that time, I didn't see that. I didn't recognize that. It was more so a thing like, okay, whatever. I don't know whether was that pride, is that I don't know what that is, but it's knowledge as well. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know the
Oh
information I
yeah.
know now
I know.
at that time. So
Yeah.
yeah, friendships aren't easy. It's intentional. It's
Mm-mm.
almost it's. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's to the same level as
A
having a
relationship.
spouse or
Mm-hmm.
partner, but it is a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and that does come with work,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Yeah.
have to be able to do
Yeah.
the work to
In
keep that
some ways it
relationship.
is. I mean, just like any other relationship, like a parent child relationship, like, I don't think anything at all is like a spouse relationship because a spousal relationship, I have to die to self, you got to die to self. I
Mm-hmm.
aim to serve you, you aim to serve me.
Mm-hmm.
We become one.
Mm-hmm.
We are one. Like, we are one because of the covenant that we made before God, but we're also one because we literally became one. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like, we created babies together.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that with my parents. I'm not doing that with my friends. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
that relationship will always be different. You know, there will be things even in a friendship where it's like for instance, if there was something that I didn't like to do. So like say if I hated going to concerts in a friendship, I would want my friend to understand that about me. So if they were constantly coming to me, come to this concert with me, come to this concert with me, once again, I would just say like, I think you need to find a friend that likes to go to concerts. You know what I mean? Because like that's not my thing for, you know, for my reasons. Unless it was like for a special occasion like a birthday, then like there are times where yes, I do believe you should make sacrifices in friendships. But like if I'm telling you like this is not something that I necessarily enjoy doing, I just don't think that I should be that friend to do that with you. Whereas in my relationship with you, if you loved going to concerts but I hated them, I'm going.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? I'm getting myself together and I'm going to sit there and act like I'm you know what I mean? You're my husband. Like that's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and I wish I could really explain why it's different because I mean, I can already see people, you know, being like, "How?" and it's it's
Well,
just
you know
different.
what?
Like
I
it's
mean,
so
everybody
different.
is
Like,
different too, though, when it comes to that.
well,
Because
I'm
you know
saying
what?
because like I don't think I don't think there's a right answer for like everything. I really do think that it does matter as to like what works for your household.
Yeah, your
But
beliefs.
that is a high recommendation for me. I
Hmm.
do believe that if there is something that you may not like doing, but your spouse does, and your spouse wants you to enjoy that with them, do it. I do.
Oh no, I
I
100%
highly
agree. I was
recommend.
speaking about
I highly
friendships.
and that's what I mean. Like in friendships, if there's something that your friend absolutely loves doing, I don't think you have to.
Yeah,
I
it's a
personally don't
choice.
like.
Because now the
It's a
question
choice.
is,
It
do
that
you want to
that's a
keep
choice.
that friendship?
Right.
How bad do you want it?
Right.
You know.
That's where. But in a that. But that's why I was just saying how a spousal relationship is completely
Oh,
different
totally.
from
No, you have
a
to.
friend. Well, you don't have to, but like I said, I just highly recommend it.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I highly recommend you get on board
Yeah.
and begin to like the things, you know, like that's what we, I mean, I feel like there, you know, you in football, you know, I'm not 100% there yet, but I try. I be trying sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not
I be
gonna,
trying.
I do try, I be trying sometimes. So,
Yeah. No, I
but,
agree with you.
um, yeah, that is like the difference. But yeah, friendships is definitely, like I said, especially today, it's just one of those things of like, how do you, I mean, people are finding friends, especially like on social media and stuff.
Yeah.
I just feel like for us, I mean, it has been a journey for sure. I mean, I have friends, you know what I mean? He has friends, but like, you know, I think what we're looking like, I don't know how to describe, you know what I mean? I just feel like I think we have like long term friendships, which is always great to have.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like building like adult new friendships today. That has been a struggle for us. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, that has definitely been a struggle.
It's work. You know,
It's been a
it's
struggle
work.
because we are also not like just doing anything. You know what I mean? Like, so for instance, like when I was working, me and my coworkers, we was actually really cool. We was really cool. But it would be a thing of like, oh, let's go out to this bar or whatever. And that's not my thing. You know what I mean? Like, especially when everybody is drunk and you're not. Well, I'm not drinking. Like, that's not fun.
Yeah. And then they're trying to peer pressure you.
Like that's not fun. So it's almost like, man, now we got to keep this a work thing. I mean, and we can still talk at work and stuff and like have outside conversations,
But
not
they ain't
just
about to
work.
invite you no more.
Right. Either that or it's just because I'm not going to go to things
Right.
like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because, and that's what I mean by it's hard to make friendships for us. Like, not for everybody, but I think for us, because there's just a lot of things that we don't do that this culture, this generation does. And it's almost like,
And it's not to judge them.
oh,
You
it's
know.
not to,
At some point
it's
in my
no
life,
judgment. No,
I
it's not even
was.
that. It's if you decide that's what you want to do, that's perfectly fine. Like, I'm not sitting here judging and saying anything about somebody drinking. I'm just saying it's
It's not for
harder
me.
for me. Right. It's
Yeah.
harder for me because the people that are drinking want you to drink.
Hmm.
But it's like, I don't want to. And I'm an adult. Don't
And it's
pressure
our
me into
friendship based on those
right.
kind of things,
Right.
because
So
some people will, end that friendship because they might see you
You not
as
fun, or you're
you're
not
not
doing.
fun, you're not doing this, because that's the definition
Okay,
of fun. And again, no judgment. If that's you, that's what you want to do, that's cool. I'm
that's
probably
cool.
not just gonna partake in that.
Yeah,
And that does say a lot. Maybe we're just not supposed to be friends.
and that's cool
And
too.
that is okay. I will find someone that, or someone, I believe, someone that, has the same beliefs in a way as
Mhm.
me, will come and everything will be all right. Because again, I could be friends with you and you go ahead and, you do, drink, do whatever you do. But again, no judgment.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah, and it's not to
totally
say
good.
like, it's not to say people that drink can't be friends with people that don't drink. You know what I mean? Because as I just feel like as long as there's no like, come on, you need to do it, and you need to. It's like in the same way you want to drink, and I'm not telling you don't do that. Respect the fact that I'm not going to. And if we
Mm.
have that respect factor, you know what I mean? Like, and if we have like,
I
okay,
think
we.
it just hurt some people's feelings.
What you mean?
I'm joking. It's a
I was,
joke.
I was saying, I don't
I
know,
know
man.
you're
Like,
okay.
I'm just saying. I was just saying that for us,
Yeah.
it can be just a little bit more. And drinking was just an example. That's not
Right,
the
right,
whole,
right. Yeah. Because there might
But
be some things we doing, like you said, that the person might not
I don't
be
want to do.
like that. I ain't with it. I'm
I
good.
ain't
You
trying
know
to
what
do
I'm
that.
saying? I ain't trying to go to church with y'all. You know what I'm
I
saying?
ain't trying to do that.
It's all good. You still
Okay,
my man,
cool.
though.
Right,
Like,
right,
you know
right.
what I
You don't want to
mean?
go to. You don't want to go to this Bible study with me tonight. That's cool. That don't mean you not my girl. That does not mean that.
That's what
Like
I'm
that. You know
saying.
what I mean? I'm gonna still pray
We're
for you, and I
good.
still love you.
And I
But
think that's
like.
the difference from years ago compared to what we know now.
Right, because I
You know,
for sure years ago would have.
but like, all right,
I
peace,
feel like I used to ghost. I feel like I like low key, not ghosted, but like do like little ghosting to
baby.
my
We all
friends
did.
because it was that, and like I said, it was that bad communication that I didn't communicate with them, where it would be a thing of we just like we're doing just different things,
Hmm.
and it was almost like I didn't want to break the friendship, but at the same time, but then it was like low key ghosting them didn't help. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And the
It's
reality of it
bad,
is,
man.
I don't doubt those things are still in that person's heart, or a little bit somewhere in your heart, because that has shifted the whole nature of that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I speak about the forgiveness. Like, sometimes you have to be able to, um, you know, forgive yourself or forgive them for something that you might have said or might have done, but it has to be a heart thing. You got to
Mm-hmm.
be able to come and be like, so you can release all of that weight that you've carried over the
Mm-hmm.
years. Because really, a lot of times we miss the way that friendship used to be.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're cool now, but there's just something that is different. Something that
Once it
is
goes back to
different.
seasons,
Hmm.
because I think
Yeah.
sometimes we do try to even hold on to
Oh, that's
friendships,
good.
and it's like, baby, let that go,
Right.
or it doesn't have to be a let go. It's just don't think that it's gonna be the same as it used to.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
And
It's
that's
just not.
okay. That's okay. Like if before y'all used to have deep conversations and used to, but now everything is just about the past. I don't think that you should surround yourself with that all the time. But reminiscing on the past sometimes would be fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
It'd
is.
be cool
But
sometimes.
where's
You know
the
what I mean?
growth?
Right? Are we growing? Like. But I personally don't feel like I know. I do believe once again it goes back to what friendships are. I don't. I believe that, like, for instance, I believe like all of my friends like bring something to the table, but there are times where we're not growing,
Mhm.
and I'm not saying that like in a bad way. It's just in a way of like that just may not be that season. But we have had seasons where it was like we were major growth, like
Mhm.
to and for each other. You know what I mean? And then some seasons where it was like we're not right now.
Oh,
But
excuse me.
like I just think you have to like understand the season. You have to give grace. You have to figure out, you have to communicate. You
You have
have
to
to figure
communicate
out
that, yes,
like,
sure.
where are we right now? What's
Hmm.
going on with us right now today? Go over your expectations because like I think sometimes it's like we expect things from our friends that they don't even know
They
we
don't even know.
expect.
Ooh,
That they don't even know we
I
expect.
expect you to show up on my birthday dinner. I expect you to be there at the baby shower.
They expect
But
right.
I work a kind of job that doesn't always allow me to do
Right. It
that.
goes like And if those expectations are shared, I think you wouldn't get like people wouldn't get upset at things that do or don't happen,
Hmm.
because it's like, well, that friend explained to you who they are and why they do what they do.
Hmm.
And if you want to continue to be friends, you need to understand their place in your life. You need to understand your place in their life. Like,
And a lot of time, people are still trying to figure themselves out too.
still trying to figure it
They're in
out.
a different, they have a different role than you do. Your story is going to be different than theirs, and where they might have that season of blessing or whatever, it might be in their 30s, while yours might have been in your 20s.
Right.
So you can't expect them to be able to elevate or raise up to your level when that's not that's not the season for harvest yet. That just
Right.
might
That's,
not be the season
yeah.
for harvest. They're still sowing seeds. They're still establishing the values and doing all the work that they need to do to ensure that they have a successful life. And that probably didn't happen for them until they're like 30, 35, and that is okay. But
But
how
the
do you
good
set
thing
those
about the
boundaries?
harvest friend, the good thing about the friend that may be in their harvest season, they can encourage the friend that's in their seed season.
And that helps strengthen
That's what's good for
relationship.
friendships, right?
Yes,
You don't
big
just
time.
ditch them, but then the friend in their seed season needs to be clapping for the person in their harvest season and not being
Ooh, that's
jealous
good.
of
Yep.
what is going on
Yep.
in their
Because
harvest
they're gonna
season.
now be saying things like, "Oh, you're too good for me. You're too good for us now because you're doing
Different
this
things,
and
yeah.
that." And the reality of it is, some people do act in that way
Oh,
because
for
they
sure.
level up. They're like, you know what, I'm just not gonna be with these
Mm-hmm.
people anymore. But are you staying true to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And again, one of the biggest things, like I said, is you gotta treat it like a relationship. It's not just any kind of
Well, it is
friendship.
a relationship.
Yeah, exactly. So you gotta act like it. You got to treat it like it, because I don't
Mm-hmm.
think people treat a friendships like a relationship a lot of times. But you treating it like a relationship, you're gonna have to invest some time into it if you seek for that relationship to grow. Um, that's all I got, babe. That's all I got. I think we're coming up on our time.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably one of the. I felt like that went by pretty quick, in my opinion.
Mm.
You like, nope.
No, I mean, yeah.
All
It didn't
right.
go by too quick. It didn't go by too slow.
No.
I just feel like we can always, I think because you and I, we sit up and we talk about these things like constantly, that it's like, we can sit up and we could just talk.
Yeah, we can,
And,
and I love that about us. And
mhm.
that's not, we used to do that, but we didn't used to do it at the level that we do it now.
I think we're just more, at least for me, like I'm more like open in terms of like, I don't filter how I say things.
Hmm.
Like, I'm going to just say it
Yes,
and
you will.
allow you to love me
Yep.
through it
And
or
I'm
whatever.
trying to get to know you again. That's what I'm trying to do. Because you're not the same person. In a way, you are the same person I met, but you've grown,
Yeah,
you've
a lot of ways
changed.
I'm not.
And I'm
Hmm.
trying to love you in this season, in this time. And yeah,
I
love you.
appreciate that.
I appreciate you, babe. Love you.
Love you
All right, we're gonna handle our business. We gotta kind of cut them off
too.
real quick. Hey, man, Mariah and I appreciate you guys watching. Again, please do us a favor. Make sure you like, you comment, and you share this with someone as well. Share with a friend. There might be some information from watching this podcast that they might be able to get that can help them make their life a lot easier. Do us a favor as well. Follow us on Instagram at underscore life made easier. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Life Made Easier. We'd love to hear from you guys. Send us a message. Reach out to us. Seriously, we want to be able to put out good information that you guys want to hear. Okay.
Hmm.
But other than that, we'll see y'all again soon. Make sure you watch the next episode. And thanks for joining us today on Life Made Easier.
Peace.
Peace.